Hello, everybody. Good evening. How's everybody doing today? I'm not going to be here long, but I was reading an article today, and it's been all over the news, where this Caucasian homeowner shot a black teenager. He was 16, and he shot him in the head. And so that's disturbing. Uh, Please don't have any children around. Uh, And if you can't handle this type of information that's going to come forth, guard yourself, your mind. This may be one you may not want to watch. But the teen was shot twice. And so I want to go over some of the information that was on the TV. And then I'm going to come back and go through how I felt, give my opinion, and then I want to hear y'all opinion. So let me see if I can add what was said. Okay.
The Kansas City community protesting on Sunday after 16-year-old Ralph Yarl was shot as he was trying.
So I just want to tell you thank you for being here because my nephew is alive.
All right. I didn't look to hear the commercials, but let me try this other one. Well, they accidentally cut off both of them. Well, basically, this man, um, this is the young man that was shot. He was 16 years old. And what I'm hearing is that his parents sent him. He went to the wrong house by mistake. Sometimes that can happen. Have you had people come and knock on your door? The church people, a lot of times, they come knock on your door. Um, Kirby people. These are different people I've seen. It could have been a police officer. Uh, Oftentimes, not a lot of times, but sometimes people will come knock on your door, especially if they're selling stuff. But this particular teenager, he was going to pick up his brothers, and his mother, he mistakenly went to the wrong house. And the homeowner um, asked him to leave. The homeowner also said that he was afraid for his life. That was one of the things that came out. He said that the young man had opened the screen door. I guess he was trying to knock on the door and opened the screen door, and he assumed that the teenager was trying to break in. When he opened the door, he said he was looking like he was 6 feet tall. I'm not sure if the teenager actually touched the screen door or not. The police learned that after the teenager did come to, that his parents had told him to pick up his siblings at 115 Terrace, but he went to 115 Northeast. So it was an honest mistake. Um, He wasn't but 16. We as adults make mistakes. So you can imagine a 16-year-old making mistakes. Uh, from what I'm hearing, the parents have obtained a lawyer, Benjamin Crump, as well as Lee Marriott. They are helping the family. The homeowner was identified as Lester. So what happened was, um, what happened was the teenager, he was shot. He shot him twice. He shot him in the head one time and in his arm because he was afraid of his life. He was 84 years old. So the police did lock him up. But after locking him up, they then released him on bail because they could only hold you for 24 hours. So they released him because they was doing an investigation. Um, attempted they end up charging him with two charges that could carry a life sentence. Both charges. It sparked the protests because they released him after holding him for 24 hours. And so the community was in an uproar. That's when I think they went back and ended up charging him with attempted murder. And I think it was another charge that they charged him with. So everybody's out protesting, everybody's angry. They wanted him to be held accountable for shooting this teenager. So then the police, after the district attorney comes in and do their investigation and the police do theirs, um, they ended up um, charging the man for shooting the teenager. So my question was he right or wrong? They did charge the man with the felony. They went back and charged him with the felony. Um, and then the police chief was saying she could recognize the frustration of the community and the justice process that people, she wanted people to sort of calm down. And I guess that's why they went back too, because people started protesting. So as a parent, my heart goes out to the family, um, to the families, because whoever this Yates is, I think his name was Yates, Lester Yates. He was the man that shot the young boy. People are asking, was it racial? Was it racial motivated? This little boy had his whole life ahead of him. He wasn't even graduating. He played in the band, and you could often hear him playing his instrument. He was a leader in a marching band at high school, and he had also earned the Missouri All-State Band honors, and he went to North Kansas City schools. And so he hadn't even graduated. And so now his whole life has been turned upside down. He was planning to go to college. His dreams has just been shattered because somebody shooting you in the head, I think that's an emotional Not only, they're saying that he's okay or he's gonna be okay, but physical. But what about mentally? Just to know that somebody shot you in the head, that could be mind blowing to me, very mind blowing. And ringing a doorbell is not a crime. The homeowner said that he was trying to break in, but we don't know the truth about that. So right now, I guess it's up in the air. The young man said he rang the doorbell, trying to get his siblings, and he was lost. At 16, how mature are we? We adults. So I guess you have to look at your own 16-year-old child and say, was this man justified in shooting this teen in the head? So it's sort of, I was like, wow, wow, something's going on every day. This is beyond. So I'm going to show the man that actually shot him, and he's 84, Andrew Lester. So this is the man that shot the teenager. Yes. And this is the young man who was shot. And the protests, I could see people imagine they wanted him charged. And when the police allowed this man to go, it it sparked protests in the city, and I could imagine that happening because this was a child getting shot in the head just for ringing the wrong doorbell. And so my question is, do y'all think it was justified? Do you think that the homeowner was justified in what he did? He felt that the kid was trying to break in his house, and the kid was like, well, I'm at the wrong address. I'm just trying to get my brothers so I can get back home. And I went to the wrong house. So, what are your thoughts? Let me know how you feel. Do you feel the homeowner was justified, or do you feel like the homeowner was wrong? This teen, I know they're charging him with first degree. I mean, because this child could have been killed, attempted murder, basically. Um, I don't know if it was dark at night, or was it daylight? In the daylight, people aren't as afraid, but at nighttime, people are afraid, So I don't know. And it didn't state, was it daytime or nighttime? I mean, still, I think I would have cut my porch light on, uh, asked who it was at the door. A lot of times you can say, well, who is it? And people will tell you, well, I'm looking for such and such or something, or I'm the neighbor next door, or something people will say if you say, who is it? Um, so I see things a little different. I'm not sure if the homeowner at 84 years old, you know, their minds slipped too. Uh, so now he's faced with spending the rest of his life in prison for attempted murder of shooting a 16-year-old young man. So I don't know. Was it racism, or was it justified? Was he really afraid? He's 84. Um, I guess it's up in the air because I can't necessarily say it. He said he was afraid. I don't know. I think he should have asked the young man he told the young man to get away from his door, but he never asked, who is it? And I think that's the main question. Who's knocking on my door? What do you want? That would have been my first thought if somebody's knocking on my door before I even open the door. Um, who is it? But at 84, are you in your right mind? A lot of 84s are in their right mind. Or was he just being mean and vindictive? And that's what I wanted to get people's comments on. How do you feel about that? So I'm gonna put his picture back up. Do you think he was just being mean and vindictive? He said he was laying down, or he had just laid down, and somebody's out there ringing on his door. Um, that don't mean you're supposed to shoot the person. I don't care if they are 6 feet. I think I would have asked, who is it? And I don't think he got to that point. He just seen an African American man at his door and he just shot it. He went to the wrong house. Um, so those are my thoughts. I would love to hear your thoughts. How do you feel? Was it justified or was it not justified? Uh, Leave your comments. Hit my like button if you like what I be discussing. I definitely appreciate that. Um, and I love your comments. I definitely love your comments to know how would you handle this type of situation if it was you. So we're putting the shoes on the other feet to see how would you handle it. Um, I'm gonna leave it right there for now, and I'll wait for your response. Thank you. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I would love to have you subscribe. Hit my like button, leave me a comment. I would definitely appreciate your thoughts on the situation. If you was in this man's situation, would you have done the same thing? Or would you have handled things different? That's the biggest thing. Is the man justified for shooting this teenager in the head? Because I'm like, wow, this is really took me for a loop. Could he have seen that he was a teenager? Um, I don't know. Should it have went that far? He run the wrong doorbell, definitely. Definitely run the wrong doorbell. So I would love to see how this play out. I would love to get y'all comments. If it was you, how would you handle this situation? If somebody's ringing your doorbell, or he said he was afraid the young man touched the handle. I don't know if he was trying to open his storm door and that frightened him. So I don't know about that. I do know he rang the doorbell. If he was trying to open the door, I don't know about that part because a lot of times I have my screen door locked. So I guess it's thinking wisely um, on your point of view, or if you would have made the same choices that this man has made, because now it could cost him the rest of his life in prison. Was he mentally stable at 84? Or was he just mean, evil, and vindictive? And so I'm going to wait to see how you would have handled this situation if the shoe was on your foot. Um, would you have made the same choices that the man made in shooting this teen, or somebody, the wrong person knocking at your door. So I am definitely waiting on your comments. I would definitely appreciate it. Let me know how you feel if it was you. All right. Take care. Hit my like button. Subscribe to my channel. I would love to have you. Leave some comments. And I look forward to reading your comments.